Welcome back, guys, to another Zero DTE podcast. We're on season 2, episode 24, and today Ernie's going to talk about ChatGPT and how using ChatGPT can be beneficial. So make sure you stay tuned, and if you're interested in becoming a pro trader, check out the link in the description to Ernie's course. Enjoy, guys.
All right, here we are. How you doing, friends? And this is 0 Days to Expiration. This is the final hour, and today we're going to talk about using ChatGPT as your trading buddy, your coach, your confidant, your guru, your expert trader. It's just amazing all the things that you can do with ChatGPT to aid you in your trading. And in fact, it's so impressive that I am creating a kind of trading coach, accountability buddy that's going to be built into the Zero-DTE services. And with the right prompting and setup, ChatGPT will act as if it is an absolute expert at our trading service, our strategy, our process, as well as an expert coach and psychologist. You can basically set it up with the right prompts to be just about anything that you want and take on just about any persona or avatar that you want. And I'm going to demonstrate that here today. Now, what I have done, let's see. Now, first of all, we need to take care of a trade that is just going bonkers right now. So let me just show you that in a second here. There it is. So this is a trade we have on today. And currently it is, okay, price is right about here. And it is worth at this time at about $1,400 or so. But we have the potential of making as much as, let's see, what is that, about $5,500? And it looked like for a second there that we were going to break out and achieve that. So here's the market. I just saw that breakout and I said, holy crap, I have to stop here because it looked like we were going for that pin trade, but it stopped. While I'm doing this, in order to not be distracted, I'm going to take that profit. Hold on, let's do that. Get that out of the way. Hey, these are the type of things that you have to do when you're running a live stream. And probably should have done this before I got on, but that's okay. So let's just, and of course I'm doing this with Fidelity's, there we go, web-based trader, because their Active Trader Pro really bites the big one. And so it takes me a little while to set this up. All right. Let's see what this trade is worth right now. It's worth about $1,360. Is it worth more than that now? No, it's worth $1,440. Okay, let's change that to 60. I'd hate to take this off prematurely, but let's make sure that we can just at least capture that profit. And of course, it didn't close yet.
I'm glad to hear it.
Thank you, Siri. Almost there. Yeah, it looks like, I don't know if you heard that, but it did close. All right, so we closed another trade today. If it does go for the pin and I'm out another $4,000, so be it. We'll call that as an investment to what I'm about to show you today. All right, ChatGPT. Let's see, we'll go back to the big head. Let's see if we can get this screen over here too. And I'll show you what I was doing today, setting up for this particular video. And I'm using ChatGPT 4, by the way. Let's go to, there we go. I'm using ChatGPT 4, which is their most recent version. It's the paid version. I pay $20 a month. It is probably the best $20 a month that you could ever spend. It's like having a team of assistants that have multiple capabilities, virtually any capability that you want them to have. And let me see if we can bring on the chat too with us. See who's online here. Comments and reactions. Let's see. Are we live right now? Let me just tell some people, hey, we are live. Please get on. All right. Let's see if that works there. I haven't done a live stream for a little while, so I think I caught people off guard that I was coming on. So let's see if we can get some people to get on here and ask some questions. All right. Leads me to wonder, am I actually live? This has happened to me before where I'm wondering, am I live? Of course, this doesn't come out well later on. I'll have to trim it up. Let's see if I am live. Oh, yeah, I am live. Okay, that's good. Good to know. All right, well, if you're out there and you're watching, just go to the comment section. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you're there. I'm surprised that nobody's there right now. What is going on? Oh, okay. That's what I needed to know. I just needed somebody to say, hey, yeah, Ernie, you're there. All right, so we're going to start all over again. Hey, friends, how you doing? It is 0 days to expiration, and this is the final hour show, and I'm here to talk about ChatGPT and it being your personal coach, your mentor, your trading buddy, your expert trader, anything that you want it to be. And earlier today, I was preparing for this show, and so what I did was, the way I prepared for it, I wanted to tell ChatGPT what I wanted to do. I wanted to do a live stream. I wanted to do it on using ChatGPT as a coach or a mentor or an aid in trading. And so I'm telling it all this, right? I just flat out, there's no secrets here, right? Then I wanted to tell it that I wanted it to be knowledgeable of our system. And so I gave it some prompts on how our system worked, what we were doing. We were trading zero options on the zero DTE, etc. So rather than me just explain all this, I'll just go through it and show you. All right. So go to here. So let me just make this a little bit bigger so you can see this. Man, I am just totally blowing it right now. Let's see. There we go. All right. So the first thing I needed to do is I needed to create a title and a description. I came up with the title earlier. So I told it what the title was. And then I said, okay, based on this title and a few other prompts, give me a description for the video. And so I said, I'm titling the YouTube video the following: ChatGPT pumps wind into a zero DTE trader's lungs. The video shows how, I misspelled it. Zero DTE trader can use ChatGPT and aid in the development of their strategy. Look at this, an error here. The number 4, how does that get in there? Strategy and trading processes. How through the creation of prompts can turn ChatGPT into their personal trading coach. And how by using prompts, I can teach ChatGPT my entire strategy and help me make decisions based on the strategy. I would like a description for the video. And so then this is what it came up with, the description for the video. Now, if you go back and you check out the description, you'll find that this is exactly what I pasted into the description. So I went on to then tell it a little bit about the strategy that I'm using. I said, hey, we use extreme asymmetric risk to reward. We're trading options on the SPX on zero DTE. I want to use ChatGPT to analyze the positions, etc. I also told it a little bit about how we create a framework on evaluating our positions each day based on 2 dimensions: the time of day it is and the proximity it is to the prices to the strategy that we put on. And so I put that in there and I asked it if you do this sort of thing, you say, hey, do you understand? And that will give you at least feedback that ChatGPT has taken in the information, it processed it, and then it will typically spit it back out at you, what you said, and then also add in a little bit of extra stuff to give you confidence that it knows what you're doing. That's exactly what it did here. And it also neatly laid out my two-dimensional approach to analysis. And so there you go. And then I said, okay, now I want to create an outline for the video, which will be presented at the live stream. Now, this is where I'm going to actually use this outline to present to you what I was planning on doing, and based on what ChatGPT does. So it had a few good sections in here, like introduce ChatGPT as a personal trading coach, which I already did, and also explain the two-dimensional trading framework, give a live demonstration, which I'm going to do, tips and tricks. This is what it suggested to do. So then I said, okay, I like all that stuff, but I like sections 2, 4, and 5. So 2 was introducing ChatGPT as a personal trading coach, explanation of what it is and how it can be used, and creating effective prompts. I liked 4, a live demonstration. And I liked 5, tips and tricks. I said, hey, come down here and then create a paragraph and talking points and specific examples for those sections. All right, so here we are. So introducing ChatGPT as a personal trading coach. In this section, we will explore how ChatGPT, a powerful AI language model, can be employed as your personal trading coach by understanding its capabilities. You can use ChatGPT to analyze your trading position in real time, providing valuable insights to inform your decisions. The key to unlocking ChatGPT's potential lies in crafting effective prompts. That's very important right there. That teach the AI your trading strategy. Now, this is telling me what I should tell it, all right? By doing so, you can create a customized tool that understands your approach and offers tailored advice to help you navigate the fast-paced world of zero DTE trading. Now, this is very important. Now, I found out all of this stuff on my own quite some time ago, that depending on how verbose and explicit and detailed you are in prompting ChatGPT will determine just how useful it is. And so while it's important to understand that ChatGPT has a lot of information in the background, and you can ask it very basic, open-ended questions, and it can give you a lot of great information. To truly get the power of ChatGPT, if you really know your craft or whatever it is, you can prompt it in such a way that you can bring it to that next level. You can bring it to a level that's either equivalent to you or even above, and create some insights on what you're trying to achieve. So for instance, if I wanted it to be a trading coach, I want it to be the best possible trading coach ever. So what would I do? I would go out there and I would pick trading coaches that are very well known, have published works, because if they've had published works, that means that somewhere along the line, ChatGPT discovered those works, or discovered at least a description of them, or came across maybe a blog article by them, or whatever, and has enough material that it can more or less understand or mimic those people. Now, in my case, I think that 2 trading coaches that would be exemplary in that regard are people like Mark Douglas. He's the author of Trading in the Zone, or Brett Steenbarger. He's a very well-known trading coach. He's right now mostly associated with SMB Capital, but he also wrote, I think the book was called The 1 Minute Trading Coach, is how you can become your own coach. 2 very influential people. So what I could do is I could tell ChatGPT, on top of already telling it about my strategy and the process that we use and so forth, to take on the role of these 2 people, or envelop or use the known knowledge that these 2 coaches use in their coaching activities, and then ask it questions. Here, ChatGPT is telling me, now, it didn't tell me to do this. This is something that I would do, that I would add to what ChatGPT is saying. So ChatGPT is saying, okay, talking points. Its ability to understand and process complex language patterns, importance of creating specific and clear prompts for effective communications, blah, blah, blah. The iterative process of refining prompts, that's the most important part. The iterative process of refining prompts to enhance AI's understanding of your strategy. Now it's going to give some ideas on the prompts that you can add. So here's one. Based on current market conditions, real-time P&L, and at expiration break-evens, what adjustments should I consider for my zero T out of the money wide butterfly position? So I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna add that right there and put it in as a prompt, and then see what ChatGPT comes up with. Now, it doesn't have real-time information. To provide the best advice, I would need information about the current market conditions, blah, blah, blah. However, I can offer some general suggestions. Check the proximity of price. If it's moving closer to one of the wings, you may consider adjusting the position by rolling the untested side. Now, that's not something that I would generally do. All right, so now it doesn't really, that's telling me that it doesn't really know my strategy perfectly, or understand or have the experience with it. But these are all very good suggestions. Closer to the tested side, the side closer to the current price to balance the position and collect additional credit. It's not a bad idea, but one of the premises of what we do is to make sure that you're always in an asymmetric position, in an extreme asymmetry. We want to risk as little as we can for the maximum possible profit. And doing something like this that ChatGPT suggested would increase that risk, and that's something that I wouldn't do. So what I would do is I would correct it and say, look, that's not something that we would do. We would favor doing this over that. And then it would adjust its output. All right, so then a second suggestion, if the price is moving significantly in one direction, you could consider closing the losing side, the side closer to the current price, and rolling it to further out of the money, reduce risk, and minimize potential loss. The adjustment will also provide additional credit. All right, so that's all good stuff. I like it. If the expiration date is approaching and it's still far away from the center of the butterfly, you might consider closing the position to minimize losses. That is definitely something that is there. In the case of significant market move or increased volatility, you consider adjusting the size of the butterfly or the distance between the wings to better manage risk. So these are all like adjustments that I think are possible, but they're not optimal. And these are general suggestions, it says. I would say that I'm not interested in adjusting the fly. Oh, I have caps locks on. Let's take that off. Let's see. I don't want to adjust the fly. I want to develop, say, trailing stops and optimize my timing based on unrealized profit attained versus the risk of holding the position deeper into the trading session as gamma risk increases, assuming that price is inside the profit tent. Please, let's say, restate your suggestions based on this new criteria. All right, let's see what it says. So it's saying take trailing stops, implement trailing stops based on a percentage of unrealized profit or a fixed dollar amount, adjust the trailing stop distance according to your risk tolerance and the volatility of the underlying asset. As the position gains unrealized profit and trailing stop, you will move to the same direction, locking in gains if the position starts to reverse. Time-based profit targets. set specific profit targets for different. Now, some of these things I've considered, but I haven't really tried implementing, but they are certainly valid. For example, if the position reaches a certain percentage of profit during the open session, you may decide to close or partially close the position to lock in gains before gamma risk increases later in the day. Monitor gamma risk. Keep an eye on the gamma risk in trading sessions. Okay. Utilize technical analysis, employ technical analysis tools such as moving averages, support. All right. So there's something that I wouldn't do using moving averages, that sort of thing. However, what I would do is I would use volume profile or price action. Okay, let's see number 5. Reevaluate position regularly. Continuously monitor your position throughout the trading session and reevaluate trading stops and profit targets based on the changing market conditions and unrealized profit. All right. Let's say that I wanted to develop some ideas on where the market would naturally find some support or resistance. Let's say I might say something like, I am interested in developing the ideas in suggestion number 4. I like the idea of price action strategies, but not any lagging indicators. I also like the idea of using long-term volume profile. Can you suggest ideas with these points? See what it says. See what it comes up with. It always says yes. It always says yes. No matter what you ask it, it says, yeah, I'll do that. So support and resistance levels. Identify key support resistance levels based on historical price data and long-term volume profile. These levels can serve as potential profit targets or trailing stops adjustment points. You can use high volume nodes from the volume profile, as these areas tend to act as strong support or resistance. Breakouts and retracements. Pay attention to price breakouts and retracements in relation to the support and resistance levels. Candlestick patterns. Analyze candlestick patterns to gain insights to, okay, these are all excellent suggestions. So this is how you would, I'm refining the strategy now to come up with technique that I would use if I was inside of the profit tent of the strategy of this. In this case, I use the butterfly, and what I would do if price is moving on me, how I would make decisions based on price action analysis. And so it's talking about using trend lines to visualize the direction in the market, identify potential reversal points in areas of congestion. So it's giving me all of these based on that small little suggestion there, telling it that I didn't want to use lagging indicators like RSI or moving averages, but give me things based on price action and volume profile and that sort of thing. And it has come up with exactly that. Isn't that something? Volume weighted price. So it's suggesting using VWAP as well. While not a lagging indicator like a traditional moving averages, VWAP can provide valuable information on the average price at which an asset has traded through the day. And in many ways, a VWAP is basically like a moving average of your POC of the daily volume profile, right? So that's essentially what VWAP is. So these are all excellent suggestions. Now, of course, if ChatGPT knew what was happening in real time, it could be suggesting these things in real time. So if it knew the market conditions. Now, what I plan on doing in the future, and also with future versions of ChatGPT, when it does become cognizant of or has the ability to take in real-time data, and there are actually some tools that will allow you to take in real-time data, or I could supply the real-time data into it on a periodic basis. And I could say, hey, this is the situation. This is where price is. This is the time of the day. And, this is where my strategy is. Can you make a suggestion based on that? And it will, based on my strategy and what technique that I want to use. Now, I could also ask it to, as I had mentioned before, I'll say, take on the role of an experienced trading coach. Let's see. Use the known knowledge of Mark Douglas and Brett Steenbarger and develop a process by which I would evaluate trades on a daily basis and collect and analyze information and learn from it. How might I go about doing this? Oh, it's thinking. Now, I threw a lot of stuff at it. What I was doing there is that I'm throwing in a few notable people. And so now it is going to be plugging into their known information out there and the type of strategies that they have developed over time and what they're known for. And it will probably reflect on their books and scholarly articles and blog posts and so forth. And then it will come up with a detailed plan on how I might accomplish that task, that goal. And that is, how do I evaluate on a daily basis and get better and better and better over time? And so that now what it's doing is it is creating a whole program for me now to develop. This is something that I could institute with my trading practice and for the purpose of becoming a better trader, using the the background of these very notable people. Now, if you don't find value in this, you're just brain dead. I'm telling you that. Because each one of these, now you have to consider also that all of this information that's being suggested here is its first pass at it. Each individual aspect to this, I could go into even greater detail and find out, well, what are the mechanisms that I would use? What are the specific techniques? What are the tools? All right, and it just goes on and on. And it's extremely, look at that. Isn't that incredible? So it's saying you need to prepare every day. You need to journal. You need to evaluate your trades. Now, I might want to go into more detail about how I would do that or how I would keep a journal. Keeping a detailed trading journal to record each trade, including entry, exit points, the rationale behind the trade, position sizing, any relevant market observations, include any emotions. This is exactly what we do. This is exactly what we do here at Zero DTE. Trade evaluation at the end of each trading day, review your... This right here has provided a process by which every trader can go through on a daily basis and evaluate their trades, and then on a periodic basis go back and then review all that data, and then start looking for patterns of behavior where you're either... and what those patterns are correlated to, either good performance or bad performance. See, yeah, with periodic reviews, seek feedback, etc. This is fantastic. I think I'm going to use this. Actually, this is stuff that we already do. So I can tell you right here, though, that these are fantastic suggestions if you want to learn how to become a better trader. Let's see. Let's go back to the big head here. Let's see. Okay, Travis has a question here. I recently joined and have been looking through the material on the website, and I haven't been able to track down the specific strategy courses. I am looking in the wrong spot. Yeah, virtually everything is, Travis, is in the Discord. So you go to our strategy channel in the Discord, and there you can get the Zero DTE Traders Manual, and it will outline everything end to end. There is a course on the website as well. There, it's under the Members tab. and you have to be logged into the website in order to see it. If you go there, there's a course, it's called Essential Knowledge, and you can take that as well. There's a huge amount of information in the Discord, and it's all there waiting for you. First thing, though, is have you actually set up a meeting with me? Because that's one of the things that you need to do. Every member sets up an orientation meeting with me. And from there, I provide you an orientation of the strategy, the service, and every aspect of it to get you up and running as quickly as possible as a trial member. So if you haven't done that, then you're kind of left on your own trying to figure out where to go. That's the purpose of having the orientation. So go and book a meeting with me through the orientation, and then you'll get up to speed extremely quick. All right. Hopefully that was helpful. So, let's see. Sorry, I'm actually running a service here at the same time as doing the live stream. As you can see, ChatGPT can be extremely helpful in a wide range of ways. Just through this very short demonstration, I showed you how I could develop an entire journaling process by which I can use to improve my trading over the long term. The suggestions that it gave me are rooted in the knowledge of some of the most experienced trading coaches on the planet. And it is telling you directly from this, what is its best suggestion? What is the best way to go about that? Now, how many traders actually do this? How many retail traders do it? I would venture to guess that maybe 1 or 2% tops at most. Most have not the initiation and the initiative to go through something like this or even conceive of it. And even if they did come across it, they wouldn't know the specific tools or what to look for or whatever. And that's the real benefit of our service at zero-dte.com, where you will get a full-time trading coach and mentor that will help you bring you through this process, that will provide you with also not just the direction of these things, but also the tools and the framework and the process and the strategy to help you become a professional level trader. You will, by joining our service, you will become consistently profitable, independent, and trade at a professional level. That's the goal. So anyways, that was a lot of information in a very short period of time. I'm going to end it and wrap it up here. I'm going to continue on later in the week with some more very specific examples of ChatGPT. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take what we discovered here, this process, this daily process that was suggested through the voice of or through the mind of Mark Douglas and Dr. Brett Steenbarger, how you should act as a trader on a day-to-day basis in order to become a pro or just be better, right? How to become performant. And we'll take a look at that in closer detail. And I think what you'll find is this is exactly what we do in our service. And we'll also talk about, maybe we'll build a strategy too with ChatGPT, and then it will provide some rules and guidance on how to actually use that strategy. So that'll be cool. You know what I'll do? I think I'll pick a couple of notable, famous traders that are wildly successful, find out what some of their primary strategies are, and then plug all that into ChatGPT and have it develop a program for how we can then use that strategy along with this coaching process to become super successful. And yeah, that's how you can actually use ChatGPT. The way I've been watching people use it on the intertubes has been really, I don't know, amateurish at best. But with the correct prompts and enough information and leading it on and asking it of the right type of stuff, it really does take somebody that at least has some modicum of knowledge or experience in there to get the most out of it. But someone like myself can really get something that is truly valuable. And once you learn how to do that, you're going to find that this AI stuff is just absolutely invaluable. Now, where's it all going to go? Is it going to get too smart That's quite likely. It will get too smart. But we need to keep pace with it. We need to be able to understand how to utilize these tools so that we can make the best use of them and stay above the fray. Without a clean understanding of how to use this and use it to your best advantage, if you just ignore this, you're going to be left behind. It's as simple as that. You will not be competitive if you do not use these tools. There you go. That's all I've got to say. Thank you very much. Peace to you all. Time to go. Music.